John Titor は実にバカだな。
And with that rather sudden outburst, welcome back once again, adventurers, to Let's Play Steins. In the last episode, I had a rather interesting discussion with John Titor, who was explaining more in depth about how world lines work and something about world line convergence and divergence. But towards the end of the conversation, John Titor made some rather curious remarks, and in fact, due to Rintaro's apparent ability to retain memories from changing world lines, has now decided that he could very well be the Messiah needed to free the world line that we're currently on from CERN's dystopian grip, to which Rintaro now completely dismisses John Titor as a complete and utter hoax. I scream at the absurdity. Daru and Kurisu give me exasperated stares, but I just ignore them.
この俺がメシアだと？勘弁してもらいたいものだ。人類を救済するなどくだらないにも程がある。
To be honest, it is a fairly ludicrous
俺は
idea.
メシアとは正反対の資質を持つ狂気のマッドサイエンティスト法院京馬であり、幾多の修羅場をかいくぐり長年機関から逃れ続けてきたのだ。
Yes, indeed, he's still hell-bent on bringing chaos to the world through
そん
mad
な俺が
science.
望むのは混沌。権力者を倒せば平和が訪れるとでも思っているのか。答えは否。断じて否だ。そんな夢物語を信じている脳みそがお花畑な奴にはそのまま死ねと忠告してやろう。権力の破壊の後に始まるのは秩序なき混乱なのだ。
And more blank stares from these two.
あのさ、マキセ氏、オカリンは一体どうしちゃったんだぜ。
さあ、数時間前までジョン・タイターと熱心にメールしてたと思ったら急に静かになって、で30分くらい前からこんな状態。
So apparently, we've been doing this for 30 minutes now,
なん
I
か
would say.
今日のオカリンって全体的にヤバくね。
That would actually have something to do with the dissonance in the D-mail experiment there.
同意するわ。
In other words,
そこのラボメン2人、これよりオペレーションウルドを再開する。
for some reason, our realities are not adding up at all. But apparently Rintaro is eager to get the D-mail experiment underway.
マジで？下に店長まだいるけど？
Yes, that is true, and we were deathly afraid of him before.
案ずるな。どうせブラウン管工房はそろそろ閉店の時間だ。
Yet Rintaro once again is insistent on throwing caution to the wind.
夜は電話レンジが作動しないはずでしょ。
Yeah, that is a good point. In fact, it was, if we remember, it was Rintaro that pointed out the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock time frame.
やってみる価値はある。検証するのだ。何時まで電話レンジカッコ仮の作動を確認できるかをな。と同時にダル、それにクリスティーナ、お前たちには D メールによって過去を変えてもらう。
And we're still insisting on changing the past even further. Well, technically we haven't. We've changed the past, but we haven't changed the past. I know, it's a bit of a paradox there. And yet the world hasn't exploded or disappeared. I still don't believe in the many worlds interpretation or Titor's attractive field theory. Actually, I'm starting to doubt them more and more. So basically now we're becoming Kurisu. If we want to know how the world works, we'll have to figure it out ourselves, and to do that we need to experiment. One thing I'm sure of is that the mass disappearance in Akiba is somehow related to the D-mails, as is the strange disconnect between my memories and everything else. Or everyone else's, I should say. According to Titor, I have a supernatural power, the power that I have dubbed Reading Steiner. My doubts about Titor's veracity aside, I do need to determine if I am indeed the only person who keeps his memories when the past changes.
好きなように過去を変えろ。ただし、なるべく分かりやすい形でだ。
That's not complicated at all. Preparations for the phone wave TBA are complete. Kurisu is not looking too pleased about this. Daru doesn't care whatsoever. Daru's eyes wander to the ceiling in thought. Next to him, Kurisu shrugs her shoulders and starts gathering her things.
私は帰る。今日の実験結果は明日レポートで見せて。
Apparently she wants our report on the experiment.
待て!
When I grab her by the shoulder, Kurisu nearly topples over. You don't even know your own strength there.
何すんのよ。
そのレポートは誰が書くのだ？
岡部に決まってるでしょ。作戦立案者なんだから。被験者自身も実験中の所感なんかを書いておいてくれるとなおいいけど。
Kurisu glances at Daru.
過去改変には興味がないのか？あれほど実験に前向きだったではないか。
あんたね、昼間のことをもうきれいさっぱり忘れたわけ？私は反対した。
だが実験が始まってからは乗り気だった。文句一つ言わず付き合った。
妄想を垂れ流さないで。
Yeah, that was before we sent the D-mail about the lottery there, Rintaro. I twist my lips into a grin.
客観的に慣れていないぞ、クリスティ・セレセブよ。
There was a sudden change there in nicknames, but he's still refusing to utter Kurisu's actual name.
いちいち言い直すのよ。
実験はすでに一度行われた。この俺が過去を改変した。
By a small amount, I would imagine, but we did change it.
うわ、オカリン、抜け駆け行くない。
そうではない。過去を改変した結果、お前たちは改変前の一部の記憶を失ったのだ。
Which explains the disconnect between them and
今日の
Rintaro.
昼間のこと？ロト6がどうとか急に言い出したけど。
そうだ。
Indeed, that was the very thing that we were experimenting with in the first place. I explained what happened earlier this afternoon. Probably should have explained that before, but then again, we were kind of in shock ourselves, to be honest.
それはひょっとしてギャグで言っているのか？
Not this time, Daru.
本
Not
気だ。
this time.
マジっすか。
Very seriously. One good look at my face and Daru seems to understand I'm not joking. Kurisu, on the other hand, has a sour look, which is always like that, and yet another email. One from Mayuri. Speaking of lotteries, Mayushi won a magazine sweepstakes once. Amazing. You know the hero of Gundam? Setsui? I won an autograph from his voice actor. We replied to magazine. You're still reading anime magazines? You're a true otaku. Not so much as Daru though. Nowhere near his level. Setsui? Isn't he from the latest Gundam? I haven't seen it. The original was the best anyway. If you actually reverse the B, it becomes a D, and you get the actual series. Yeah, this is basically riffing off of Mobile Suit Gundam. And people like the original. I prefer Mobile Suit Gundam Wing myself, because that's the one I grew up with. It's still my favorite. And apparently I never knew Mayuri was a voice actor otaku. We're gonna reply to the Gunbam one. It's actually hard to say, surprisingly enough. Meanwhile, back to the present. Why did everyone else lose their memories? Actually, did everyone else lose their memories? That is actually a very good question that we'll need to answer. In order to find out, I need them to perform the same experiment.
うわっ OK 僕一つどうしても変えたい過去があるんだよね
And what is that? Pray tell. Daru is quick to adapt as always. We've known each other for a long time. He trusts me implicitly. Or maybe he's just being faithful to his desires.
なんだダイエットしろと1年前の自分に送るのか
そんなメール来てもダイエットなんかしないし
That's a good point there. Daru tells me that he wants to change the events of the Faris Cup held at May Queen Yan Yan a few days ago. On that day, Daru got insta-killed by Faris in the Rynet Access Battlers match.
その結果を覆そうと
フェイリスタンの作戦はほぼ完璧に覚えてるんでその裏をつこうってことだようわー僕って頭よくね
I don't know, that could work, but Faris is probably too good. She'll just counter his counter strategy.
まあいいダルよ D メールを送る準備を
We'll have to see what
僕
happens
頑張っちゃうぞ
and see if our reading Steiner triggers. Daru hunches over and starts typing out the mail, leaving me to input the forwarding address into the PhoneWave TBA. We really have to give it a new name if we're going to change it at this point. I sit in front of the computer and take a look at my watch. It's 6:55 PM. No way to know if the PhoneWave TBA will operate at this hour. We still haven't figured out the exact window yet.
あんた自身はどう考えてるの記憶が継続してることについて
And Kuru asks
しつこいぞ
a
ゾンビ
question
の異
that's
名は
very
伊達では
important.
ないというわけか
意味がわからない
ゾンビは死してなお人に襲いかかってくる実にしつこいのだ
You're not wrong, but Kurisu is persistent in a very different way.
冗談はやめてこっちは本気で話してるんだけど
Kurisu's glare is scarier than usual. No kidding. Indeed, you must have.
D メールの送信先が鍵だと考えている
I'd say interesting theory, but we still don't know for sure.
すなわち未来からのメールを受け取った人間その人間だけは過去改変の影響を受けないかもしれない
That might be the case given that Rintaro has been the recipient thus far, but we still won't know without actual proof. It's a very dubious theory. Actually, that hypothesis doesn't explain the mass disappearance in Akihabara. Of course, I still don't have concrete proof that that was related to D-mail. We'll never know unless we experiment.
ダルの実験が終わったら次はお前に D メールを送ってもらう内容について考えておいてくれ
嫌よ
And Kurisu refuses, because she's against this from the start, as she said.
私は送らない
怖いのか
そういう問題じゃない
ならばタイムパラドックスのことを気にしているのか
それもあるけどどっちかっていうと個人的なポリシー
It actually pays to be cautious.
過去を変えるなんて卑怯な感じがするから私がこれまでに蓄積してきた人生はたかだか18年だけどそれでもその記憶を改変なんてしたくない
I don't think that's exactly what we're going for in this case. We're actually trying to change immediate things that we can actually follow the
な
change.
るほど
But your point
今の
is
自分は
not,
完璧であり不満はなく
is not wrong.
だから変えたくないと
なんでそうなるこれまでの自分を否定したくないのたとえ失敗ばかりだったとしても それを含めて今の自分があるんだから。
Even though that is considered cheating, and I do concur with you there, that on the other hand, that's not, again, as I just said, that's not really
電話
what
レ
we're
ンジかっこ仮が
going for in this
完全に
case.
問題を解決して実用化されても使う気はないと。ジョン・タイターがタイムマシンを好きに使っていいと仮に言ってきてもどの時代に飛ぶ気もないと。
As tempting as that would be for someone like Kurisu Makase, I don't think she'd take it.
青い猫型ロボットが机の引き出しから出てきてもそれを使わないと。
And I don't even know what that's referencing, but Kurisu nods firmly.
使わないわ。
だが実験は大好き。そうだな。
I don't think she's going to budge on this point there, Rintaro.
好きで悪いか。
すなわち自分は高めの見物を決め他人を実験台にしてほくそ笑む。実にマッドなサイエンティストだ。
A scientist after your own heart there, Rintaro.
あんたね。
できたお。
Yeah, before we forget, Daru. Kurisu stalks towards me but is pushed aside by Daru, who presents his phone with a triumphant grin. I take a look. At Faris Cup, enemy setup VLVVLVLL. That's the assortment of the pieces, it would seem.
さっぱり
Although we don't know what
意味が
they
わから
stand
ない。
for. It's a bit odd. Since we don't even know the rules ourselves, it's almost impossible for us to actually know what those letters actually
フェイリ
mean.
スタンのカードの配置だお。見ればわかるだろ上皇。オカリンたちが疎いだけ。
But you still even don't know the position. Like, yeah, that's the position of the cards as they're laid out in a straight line, but the board has many pieces. Oh, whatever. Preparations are complete. If this works, the mail will arrive at Daru's phone 52 hours ago. A discharge phenomenon occurs normally, so something's happening. I close my eyes to shield them from the lightning and sparks. The email was sent. Daru should have received it 2 days ago. However,
そのことをなんで俺は覚えている。
when I sent an email earlier this afternoon, everyone forgot about it. If Daru's email changed the past, then the present should have changed too. Daru should be the only one who remembers that he sent an email. In which case, that rules that theory out, that the recipient is the only one who remembers what had changed. And also note that the reading Steiner phenomena didn't trigger as well. The sense of vertigo and disorientation. Something is telling me no, there's no sense of disconnect or anything from reality. Daru looks around in confusion.
ちょっと待て。誰も覚えているんだな。
え、何が？
今 D メールを送ったことをだ。
Daru nods. Then I turn to Kurisu. She answers before I ask.
覚えてるに決まってるでしょ。何バカなこと言って。そうか。岡部がさっき言ってたことが正しいなら、私とあんたは過去が変えられた記憶はないはず。
Indeed, Kurisu is beginning to understand, but got an email from Rukuko to deal with. Mayuri's obsessed with Rynet, so I rented it to see what it's about. I don't usually watch anime, and when I do I prefer romance, but I found this anime to be pretty deep, even though it's aimed at children. P.S. I was so engrossed in Rynet I couldn't do any practice swings with Samadari. Apparently there's a I'll let you read this, because this is actually an episode of Rynet Kakuru, which is kind of like a episode summary of sorts, but I'm not going to read that out. If we reply to Rynet, now you're hooked on Rynet? Everyone's buying into this craze. How can it be so popular? Don't tell me it's an organization plot. And if we reply to Romance, that's your problem right there. You can't waste your time with romantic fluff. If you have that much free time, then practice with Samadare. That's a more Hourin Kiyoma approach. We're going to send that. And we'll receive a reply at some point.
ダル、お前フェイリス杯でフェイリスに勝てたのか？
Well, we'll just have to check and see, but
勝てたらフェイリスの手料理とか言っていたはずだ。それは食べられたのか？手料理とは何だった？
we still don't know for
わか
sure.
んねえしょぼーん
Indeed it does, but another usual phenomenon has seems to have occurred, although, as expected, the D-mail he just sent isn't in his send history. So the mail has come back in time, 2 days ago, just like we wanted. This is the same thing that happened when I sent the D-mail about the lottery, and yet...
もしかして過去は変わってないんじゃないの？
That could very well be the case. In fact, the more I think about it, the more likelier that scenario seems.
ちょっとマユシに電話してみる
And Daru is going to contact Mayuri. He's the one who changed the past, yet he doesn't remember what happened after the change. That's odd. Something tells me
あ、マユシ
we failed.
まだバイト中だよねあのさ悪いんだけどフェイリスタンはそこにいるうんいるんだね
So Faris is still at
じゃあ
May
さ
Queen.
ちょっと聞いてほしいんだけど僕ってこの前のフェイリス杯でフェイリスタンに勝ったっけ負けたっけ
$64 million question.
負けた誰がフェイリスタンが僕があそう瞬殺そうわかったお
So, we didn't change the past. We failed. Daru's shoulders droop as he hangs up the phone.
その様子だと過去は変えられなかったみたいね。
なんでオカリンは変えられたんしょ
I believe the fact that, a possible hypothesis could be that even though Daru's past self might have been so eager to, know Faris's, strategy, well, in fact he didn't even know her strategy. All he knew was the position of her pieces on the board, which is not technically the same thing. So even though he was familiar with the position on the board, the game itself is too complicated. It's kind of a reaction counter-reaction thing. Whatever you do, they will react in kind. Which is probably why the future didn't change in this regard.
必勝法じゃないせいじゃない？有利になるってだけで。
Probably about a 0.5% advantage there, Daru. I had the same thought. Faris is supposedly a world-class player. Daru's time travel cheat may not have been enough.
最終的にフェイリスさんが橋田に勝ったから過去は変わらなかった。
そうだけどさゲームの過程は変わるじゃん
The game may have played out differently, but it didn't,
たかがその程度
the outcome was still the
ダ
same.
イバージェンスは揺らがないということかもな。
So, in
オ
other
カベが言うよう
words,
にもっと分かりやすく過去が変わったって確かめられる改変にしないと実験の意味がない。
it was just a drop in the ocean there. Not enough to cause any
あ、い
waves.
え、別にこの実験に賛成ってわけじゃないけど。
Kurisu was somewhat embarrassed by her appraisal of the situation.
いやまだだまだ終わらんよ
Daru starts typing another mail.
もう一度別のアドバイスを過去の僕に送ってみる今度はもっと的確にフェリスタンに本気で勝てるようなアドバイスだお
Kudos for the enthusiasm, Daru, but yes, he does want to win that badly because he wants to eat Faris's home
むしろ
cooking.
それほどまでにフェイリスの手料理を食べたいのだろう。
Yeah, I thought as
オ
much.
カリンの答えでファイナルアンサー。
Daru writes another email. I don't even bother checking what it says, I won't understand anyway. We activate the phone wave TBA and send the mail through just like before. Depends on whether it works, because we still have the time frame to consider here.
お
And apparently nothing happens. No discharge. Looks like we were too late there, Daru. Usually it happens 10 to 20 seconds after pushing the start button. The timer counts down to 0 without incident. So our window of opportunity has been missed.
なんだよ。せっかく素晴らしいアドバイス書いたのに。
Alas,
い
poor
やむを得
Daru.
ない。実験は明日に持ち越しだ。
I have to wait until after 12 o'clock. I checked the clock, it's past 7. Looks like that's the cutoff. So 12 to till
昨日
7.
ホテルに帰ってからずっと考えてた。この電話レンジはどういう原理で時間移動を可能にさせているのか。
We still don't understand that particular underlying cause ourselves,
LHC と似たこと
Kurusu.
が起きているのだよ。お前は言ったはずだ。LHC は巨大な電子レンジだと。
Well, the Large Hadron Collider is certainly comparable to the phone wave TBA, but I
電
think
子
there's
レン
more
ジが
to it than
LHC
that.
と同等の機能を持ってたら、日本は一家に一台ブラックホールになるわね。
Not to mention the world.
それは日本沈没ってレベルじゃねえぞ。
Oh, millions of times worse than
セルン
earthquakes.
があまりに簡単にカーブラックホールを作ってるように見えるから感覚が麻痺してるけど、
I think they're still having trouble with that process of
そもそもブ
memory
ラックホール
serves.
なんて人工的に作れるものじゃないし、とんでもないリスクのある代物だし、
Indeed,
家
they
庭の
would be
電子レンジが
insurmountable.
ブラックホールを作れると思う方がどうかしてる。
I don't think the phone wave TBA is generating a black hole per se. Titor's time machine is small enough to fit inside a car and it makes black holes. Well, that's what he said at least. Now I'm a little skeptical of Titor. I don't feel like
一つ言え
bringing
る
it
の
up.
は電子レンジ単体じゃブラックホールは作れないということ。
I think we understand that much. The question is, what
この
is
電
that
子レンジ
something
に
else?
何かが干渉して電子を注入してきているのは間違いない。
Some kind of external element that might solve a lot of questions. But I believe this is a good cutoff point for the episode. When we return, we will see if we can't answer a few of the questions currently piled at our doorstep and see if we can't do any more experiments tomorrow regarding time traveling emails. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.